Welcome to the podcast. This is a new show where we dive deep into paid media strategies with industry experts. And today we're talking with Meherana, a paid media manager at Ideals with over 10 years of experience in paid media. And she recently served as a judge at the European Paid Media Awards. She was evaluating campaigns across different categories. And in this episode, we'll explore her professional journey, how Ideals is taking over the M&A space, and the key insights she gathered from judging some of the Europe's best paid media campaigns.
Hi, Christian. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having me today. I work at Ideals. Ideals BDR is a cloud-based virtual data room platform. It's a SaaS company with lead generation model. Ideals helps organizations securely manage high-stakes document sharing during M&A deals. M&A is merchant acquisition deals, audits, fundraising, compliance work, and any workflow where speed and security are critical. We solve the challenge of exchanging sensitive information with full control and visibility while reducing risk and delays that often slow down transactions. And yeah.
So you were mentioning that the main strategy is lead generation, is it?
Yes, it is.
How does your paid media strategy fit into the company's growth? No,
Yeah.
What's your focus?
So, from a growth perspective, paid media is a key driver of lead generation. My role is to make sure our strategy captures high intent demand and delivers a scalable pipeline of qualified leads. So we focus on efficient leads and MQL generation, clear differentiation in our messaging and testing new channels so we can build a predictable and scalable pipeline for the company.
Nice. Can I ask you maybe what are the main channels that you think are the most successful for this kind of strategy?
Yeah, in our case is mainly Google Ads.
Okay.
Then there are other small channels like Bing Ads. For B2B, there is also another one which is Garner.
Yeah.
For B2B, that's important one. And then of course paid social media like Facebook, LinkedIn.
What would you say are the key differences between generating leads in a B2B SaaS versus maybe other verticals? What would you say are the particularities or challenges, no, in this kind of vertical?
The biggest differences really come down to volume, intent, and sales cycle. So in B2B SaaS, you often have things like freemium models, free trials. So you can capture a lot of leads at scale, and you can afford to test messaging broadly and optimize for clicks or signups. And in other verticals, leads tend to be fewer, more niche and higher value. So you have to be much more precise with your targeting. The messaging needs to speak directly to the audiences, and timing is crucial here. So for anyone starting in paid media, the key is to understand your audience, focus on high intent leads, and optimize quality over quantity.
We have to be very precise, no?
Yes.
Every dollar that we invest is important, no? And we have to be maybe a little bit more precise even than in other verticals, you'd say.
Correct.
When you're building this lead generation strategy and you're building it from scratch, what would be the main levers you would focus when creating this strategy from scratch?
If you're asking in terms of prioritization, I usually start with audience and messaging first, because even the best creative or channels won't perform if you're talking to the wrong people or the message doesn't resonate. Then I set up the channels and make sure the measurement is solid so we can optimize from day one.
What would you say are the biggest mistakes you've seen from other professionals or even yourself in the past when approaching lead generation campaigns?
There are lots of mistakes, and I've been there. This common errors applies to everyone, not only lead generation. I would say one of them is not testing enough or testing too many things at once. There are professionals that might run one ad, wait a few days, and declare success or failure. Or they try 10 variables at once, making it impossible to see what actually drives leads. I would say small structured tests work best. One variable per test, enough time, and enough data to evaluate. And there is another one.
Okay, I like this. So testing would be one, and
yes. Yeah.
Not enough is bad and too much is bad too.
Exactly.
Okay, super clear.
Yeah. And then that's an important one. Underestimating landing page experience because there are professionals that sometimes push ads without considering if the landing page is optimized for conversion. There can be slow pages, confusing forms, or unclear CTAs that kill lead generation, no matter how good the ad is. And yeah, lead gen is a full funnel game, not just ad copy and creatives, even though, of course, it's important, copy and creatives.
Super. No, that's super interesting. Obviously, as you see, I've been taking notes. So today I was actually reading something on LinkedIn, but one of the posts that I read today was actually how important is that all the touch points are connected and are good because you can do everything from the campaign. But if there is one touch point that is soft, you could lose that lead, no? So that's super important. Yeah. Would you agree to the post then?
Yeah,
That you
yeah,
just read?
100%, yes.
100%, eh? Maybe it would be interesting if you could tell us about a recent problem that you had, how you solved it.
I remember one challenge we tackled was in a specific market where potential leads were not converting as much as other markets. And we decided to launch a brand awareness campaign targeting specifically that market. And one of our biggest differentiators is our transparent pricing. Many other VDRs confuse customers with per page pricing, hidden fees, or unpredictable invoices which slow down transactions and deals. And our campaign highlighted our one clear cost approach with the messaging see clearly, deal confidently. And the idea was simple. We offer clear storage based pricing, no hidden charges, live usage visibility, and fewer cost escalations.
This kind of messaging is very specific to your niche, to your market. In the end, the problem was that you didn't have enough conversions in this specific market. Why and how did it come about that brand awareness was the issue, that people didn't know enough about yourselves? How did you understand that this was happening?
Yeah, we realized it was a brand awareness issue mainly because we received feedback from our sales and field marketing teams. They noticed that for this specific market, leads were engaging in early conversations, but were not converting. And when we dug deeper, it wasn't about pricing objections or product fit. It was that prospects simply didn't know us. Some of the signals were really clear. Sales representatives reported hearing things like, okay, we've never heard of ideals before. That told us that before we could push leads farther down the funnel, we needed to make our brand visible and trusted in that market. And that's what led us to design a focused brand awareness campaign, emphasizing our USP of transparent pricing.
Okay, that's great. And what are the key metrics or how are you tracking the success of this campaign? What are the main things that you will be looking at?
We measure the impact of this branding campaign by looking at a combination of top funnel and mid funnel metrics. On the awareness side, we track reach and engagement. That's the most important thing with a brand awareness campaign. So we could see that more people in the target market were noticing and interacting more with our brand after launching this campaign. And at the mid funnel level, we focused on remarketing audiences and monitor whether they were moving farther down the funnel and signing up for trials or engaging with content.
Actually, what were the channels of this brand awareness campaign? And
For this campaign, we used multiple paid channels with a strong focus on social media and video campaigns to build awareness and engagement. And we also layered in remarketing. This helps us a lot to stay top of mind and guide them further down the funnel.
In social, which were the channels in social? Was it Meta? Was it TikTok? Was it what was it?
Not TikTok, but but Meta and LinkedIn.
In the end, maybe more B2B, focused.
Exactly. And also video campaign on YouTube.
And when it comes to creative testing, how are you testing this message? How many variables are you doing?
We have several banners, let's say 2, 3 banners. Not a lot, because then it's difficult to know which one is performing better. And then we have around 2 different text ad copies. And then we check click-through rate, we check conversion rate, videos, we check views and reach, which is very important. And then we see which one is performing better and which one not. So we pause the worst performing one, and then we introduce new creatives as well.
What's one key learning from this case that you think other professionals could take for their own industries or their own use cases, something that they could apply to their own campaigns?
One key learning, brand awareness, as we were mentioning before, can directly impact lead generation, even in B2B or high value industries. It's easy to focus only to conversion campaigns, but if your audience doesn't know or trust your brand, it's much harder to drive results downstream. The takeaway for any industry is to invest in building visibility and credibility before expecting leads to convert. Even, let's say, small campaigns that clearly communicate the unique value proposition can make a big difference. And pairing that with remarketing ensures you stay top of mind with the right audience.
Super, super. Switching again a little bit, as I was mentioning in the introduction, you participated in the European Paid Awards, no? European Paid Media Awards, which are these awards organized by Don't Panic, right? Events?
Yes, Don't Panic Events. You're correct.
How did it happen? How did you end up participating in these awards as a judge?
So they actually reached out to me, the Don't Panic Events, after seeing my profile on LinkedIn, and it felt like a good fit. So I happily accepted, and the experience was really enjoyable. You haven't asked that though.
Doesn't matter. You Was it enjoyable?
It was enjoyable.
What will it take to stand out? What was it that made some campaigns stand out?
I would say that your campaign must show clear results. Innovative thinking is another big one, and a strong connection between strategy
Mhm.
and execution. Creativity and target audience is super important piece, but data and impact matters a lot. Yes.
In this marketing world, data is super important, no? In the end, we're tracking all the time, so makes sense that the results are important. And I wanted to ask you, are there more awards coming? Will there be European Paid Media Awards 2026?
Yes, for sure. I've been searching for that, and I've seen that there will be European Paid Media Awards 2026 edition.
Mm,
I've seen that the super early bird deadline is on 16th of April 2026. So,
okay.
yeah, listeners have plenty of time to submit their applications. There are also other events happening soon. The UK Paid Media Awards, where, by the way, I will be judging once again. The super early bird deadline is the 11th of December. The final deadline is 22nd of January. If listeners are more broadly into digital marketing, not just paid media, there is also another event approaching, which is UK Digital Excellence Awards. The super early bird deadline is the 15th of January, and the final deadline is the 12th of February. You can see plenty of opportunities. So
Yeah.
if you're thinking about entering next year, I would definitely encourage those interested to look into them.
Yeah, definitely. And not even only participants, but maybe people that wants to see what happens, what's trending, no? Okay, so is there any specific campaign in particular that you would like maybe to talk about, one specific winner?
There was one campaign that I found really interesting. I've seen the results because it's publicly there, posted. And it's about times 100 plus Trafalgar. It was about releasing Coraline movie. I don't know if you know Coraline
Yeah, yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah.
So they won the paid media campaign of the year. I remember that they ran a global multi-channel campaign across Meta, TikTok, and Google Ads,
Mm.
targeting several markets. And the goal was to boost awareness and drive cinema tickets. What I love about this campaign is how they combined branding with performance and used the data to target the right audiences and executed everything very strategically, showing how thoughtful paid media can really move the needle.
I have to really thank you for this time. Thank you for agreeing to having this conversation. And yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Christian. And of course, a big shout out to Bird's team for inviting me today. And if you haven't checked them out yet, listeners, do yourself a favor and go see what they are up to. They're basically the paid media matchmakers that you didn't know you needed.
Let's go. Very good, Meherana.
Thank
Thank you
you
very
so
much for your
much,
time. And yeah,
Christian.
let's stay in touch. Thank you for that.
Thank you. See
Ciao,
you.
ciao.